Morning, everybody. Minister Tom here, and we're going to continue our series today talking about what Jesus did during Holy Week. Today, as you know, is Holy Thursday. Holy Thursday is easy to understand. Most Christians understand and remember the story. On this day, Jesus held his last Seder. What's a Seder? A Seder is a dinner that takes place during Passover, and generally there are special foods that are eaten, and there is a ceremony read by the family. Well, Jesus, being a Jew, held a Seder with his apostles, and they did this in the upper room. Jesus did things just a little differently that day. The things that he said, which are important and are the cornerstone of our religion, is he took the unleavened bread, known as matzah, broke it, and handed it to his disciples. In doing so, he said, "Take this, as this is my body, for which I give to you." Then, of course, there is wine served with the Seder, as it generally was with many meals in ancient times. He took the cup and he blessed it. At that point, he gave it to his disciples and said, "Take this, all of you, and drink of it, for this is my blood, the new and everlasting covenant." Very simple words to understand, and most of us really don't think about it. But what Jesus was saying at that point was the drinking of his blood and the taking of his body, all those symbols, was the forming of the new covenant between the people and God. Many Christians who do go to church participate in this service, depending upon the denomination, will depend upon how often you do this. It is truly a cornerstone of our faith. I would be remiss in not discussing the elephant in the room, that being Judas. Judas was called out by Jesus as being the one who would turn him in. He was a traitor amongst them. Jesus, being the Son of God, knew this all along, but still picked him as one of his apostles. He did this for a reason. I leave other scholars to discuss the reason with you. But please understand, Jesus knew who his betrayer was and still broke bread with him until Judas became so embarrassed by what he did that he left the Last Supper and ultimately, later on, hung himself, knowing that he was just a pawn in the game of what became the Christian faith. Today, please pray and repent. Think of the sacrifices Jesus made for you, because truly this was a sacrifice, and truly it did change the course of human history. So please take a moment, even after this video, to pray for your salvation and to thank Jesus for his sacrifice. I'm going to add one thing today that's been in the news, and that is the Trump Bible. I collect Bibles. It's something that I do. Trump is selling his Bible, and he's selling it for $60 or $65. That is really not all that expensive considering Bible prices today. I have some Bibles that are worth over $100. Trump is selling his Bible, however, with the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and many of the other documents which make up the foundation of this country. Although possibly it may not be a real Bible, in that it includes words other than those provided or written by God. But yet it is a novelty. And you have to look at it that way. Trump makes no money from the selling of these Bibles. So, what's the big deal? Here we have a man who may not have been very, very religious, who now has come to a faith. And he has placed his name behind the Bibles, which is the book, the textbook of our faith. So friends, what's wrong with that? Leave your comments below. I'd really like to hear what you have to say. Other people's thoughts and opinions do matter. Maybe somebody can teach this old dog a new trick. Believe me, it's not that hard to do. As always, friends, love one another, pray for one another, pray for yourselves. Take good care of each other and treat each other well. Minister Tom here, and I will see you all soon.